Hi, I'm John with Roundabout Woodworks. The first Saturday morning of every month at the church I attend, we have a men's fellowship breakfast where a group of men of the church get together and have breakfast and fellowship and pray. One of the guys asked me if I would turn a billy club for him to use at work. So that's what we're going to do on today's video. It's a piece of ash, approximately 2 inches in diameter, and I know from memory that's 50 millimeters for those of you who live in countries where the metric system prevails. I'm going to be roughing it to round with my favorite tool, and yours I'm sure, the 1-inch skew with a radius grind, slight radius grind. Freshly sharpened, ready to go to work. I'm ready to go to work. I'm sure you're ready to watch or you wouldn't be where you are. So here goes. I just realized that you have a pretty bad angle of me turning this at this far end near the tailstock. The tripod that I'm using sits on my table saw, which is directly across from my lathe, and I don't have room to move it, and the legs on this particular tripod won't reach the ground. If I put 2 legs on the table and 1 on the ground, it sits even worse, and it's not an adjustable like that. This is just an old tripod. So my better half, my lovely wife, is looking for my good tripod. I have a very nice Bogan tripod that'll do everything I need it to do. So if she finds that, then you'll have a much better angle. If she doesn't find it, you're going to have a really bad angle. Maybe I'll have you over my shoulder or something, but I don't want the chips to hit the camera. Okay. So I've got a much more stable tripod set up a little bit further away. You get a much better angle, I think, on the cut. The problem is that I can't reach the camera anymore, so I guess that's not really a problem. Should be fine, right? Okay. Right at this point, you're probably asking, why am I using a skew instead of a roughing gouge? I don't have a roughing gouge. I've never owned a roughing gouge. I have a skew. I do have a very large spindle gouge. And if you thought it was bad roughing with the skew, you would have seen something scary with this. But that's why. I have a skew. I don't have a roughing gouge. I'm not going to say anything bad about roughing gouges, just to me, they're not necessary. Not for what I do. Alright, I apologize for that. I was going to go ahead and finish doing the rounding to roughing it all the way around off camera since you've seen the worst of it, and forgot that I had the camera off and started marking out the handle. Switched to the 3/4 inch skew. What I did was I just parted down to 1.5 inches. I think it was 1.5 inches. Sorry, 1 3/8. This is going to be the large diameter of the handle. There's going to be beads, and the handle is going to go, it's going to be narrower here and here, but I'm not sure about the diameter, so I'm just going to check to see if it fits, make sure it fits my hand. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Another note about the roughing, it looked a lot worse than it was. The pieces that were hitting me in the face, it didn't hurt. It's only turning at 2,000 RPM, and the pieces that are coming off are light. But that is the reason why I don't start roughing in the middle and going to the end like you see a lot of guys doing. On fresh green wood, you can kind of do that. It's not nearly as dangerous, but on dry wood, if you start in the middle and you get a big piece that lifts off, it goes all the way to the end, and it could go down pretty deep. So you could have a pretty large, heavy piece flying off the lathe. And generally it doesn't hit you in the face, it hits you in the chest or the little soft part of your chest there under your neck. So that's why I never, and you should never, start in the middle and work your way down, whether you're using a skew or a parting, a skew or a roughing gouge. Doesn't matter, either one. Both of them are dangerous in using that way. Anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So I'm going to finish, I'm going to round the handle to the same diameter as these two part lines, and I'm going to check it and make sure it's good. Well, you'll see what I'm doing. Okay. I saw Jake Gevorgian, I hope I pronounced his name correctly, switch on some of his skew work. He was going from left to right and right to left and switching hands. And I didn't know whether he was ambidextrous or just really good with the skew. He is really good with the skew. So I was trying that. I'm going to keep experimenting with that because that's actually a pretty nice technique. You can use a long point of the skid, a long point of the skew to get what you're going for. Alright, I'm going to turn that down a little bit because I don't like that. That's pretty deep. And I'm going to do beads. Those don't look great. They don't look terrible. But that's a row of practice beads because I need to reduce the diameter just a little bit. But I'm going to reduce the diameter down to flatten the bead here so that it swells in the middle. Only about 95 degrees in here. pretty good. other video I said I like to take every evidence of tools off of the piece. But I'm thinking I might want to put a ring in the end for a lanyard rather than drilling a hole through the handle. So that's why I left that. It's kind of sort of a bead. You can see that. I added some shape to it rather than just leaving it there. There's a ring there. I'm going to sand it a little bit. Look down the piece. There's just a few high spots. You see that. But when you hold it like that, it feels like there's a slight swell at the business end, and it tapers down to the grip, which, ow, I don't think I'd want to get hit with that. Doesn't take much. That's the billy club. I think the next one that I make, if I ever make another one of these, I'm not going to do the beads on the handle like this. Actually, after I had made this, I started looking on the internet for images of billy clubs, and I saw some really cool, I guess they're antiques or Victorian. I don't know how you would describe them. Really cool handle, and that I think would look much nicer than this one. I don't know if it would be more practical. This is going to give you a really good grip. I mean, there's no letting go of this. You can feel it. It feels better than a bat. Grab it here. Well, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? I'm not going to hit anybody with it, so. But the fellow I made it for, hopefully he won't have to hit anybody either. Hopefully just the appearance of the stick will be enough to dissuade the evil intent. How's that? Beads, a row of beads. I've done lots of rows of beads, but I was trying to get the perfect bead, not trying to get a dozen perfect beads. And it's hard, and I would challenge you to try that. It'll make you a better turner. It's not easy turning a row of identical beads. You can turn one great bead, and that's easy because all your attention is focused on that. But when you start to turn multiple beads, your attention becomes divided between them somehow, and this one doesn't match that one anymore. So should I keep trying to make this one match that one, or should I go back and make that one match this one? And then when you have 14 of them, drive a man like me crazy. So the next, I think I said, the next one, I'm not going to turn a steady row of beads or a complete row of beads on the handle. I'm going to break it up. I'm going to put a big, wide, flat bead in the middle and a row of small beads surrounding. And look on the internet. If you do a Google image search for Billy Club, eventually when you get down there, you'll hit the one that I've seen, and it looks antique, has a leather strap around it. I think the next one I make will be a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit shorter. I don't know how long a billy club's supposed to be, and like I said, when I asked him how long he wanted, he held out his arms like that and said this long. So that's how long it is. The end of my videos, but if you have any questions or comments or something, you can post them or send an email to me. I'll do my best to answer. I'll try not to say I don't know, but sometimes I don't know. But, we'll figure it out. I want to take a minute to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you.